Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the next 10 days. So whenever you tap into this video, it is meant for you. We're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to pull a main spread, and then taking from that main spread, we're going to check into each one of your decans. So the week within which you were born, there are astrology books that will break it down for you. So listen to the main spread and then click on the timestamp for where your birthday lies. There'll be 5. So some of you are Cuspers, others of you are 1, 2, or 3. And you'll know, just look in the description box. I'll try to get the pins in the comments as well. So you can go right to that after the main reading. And then at the end, we'll pull the Lover's Oracle cards and get the overall general message from Spirit about the situation. It is a general reading, but it may resonate for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus signs. All right, guys, so let's get started. We're going to start with your recent past, your current energies, and then we're going to get into the near future. I'll clarify those cards, and then once I'm done with that main spread, we'll go ahead and start with each one of your weeks to see what's going on for you specifically. I'm trying to get as close to a little bit of a personal reading for each of you. All right. So let's see what's going on in the recent past. We have the 4 of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. Then we have the 8 of Cups, and we have the 7 of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. That's beautiful. So what's going to be your challenge for the next 10 days? The Hierophant. So your overall energy is the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. This can speak a lot about finding balance in relationships or not having been able to in the past really find a place where you felt like things were equal give and take. This could be an energy that you've been working on, trying to refocus and ask yourself, where were things imbalanced? Was it you? Was it them? Do you need to work on some things for yourself, or do you need to shift something in your energy so that you attract something that brings more balance into your relationship or relationships? So let's go ahead and get into the recent past. With the Hierophant, this is speaking to a lot of different things for me right now. It could be a high-level relationship. This could have been difficulties in long-term relationships or something that was more traditional, marriage. Maybe finding it hard to really find balance within those types of serious long-term relationships. In the recent past, we have the 4 of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. There's an energy that still feels like it's around you, or this could have been somebody that you just recently met in the recent past. Right now, I feel like you're not as open to the idea of receiving anything that's emotionally based. So this person comes in with a grounded energy. Do they move quickly? Not really. So this also feels more like taking things from a grounded perspective. So you may not want to open up too quickly emotionally, and or are you ready to receive an emotional offer? And that could just be where you're standing now. If you've recently released somebody or you have been through a complicated relationship, this could be the only energy you're willing to accept into your life right now. So I do feel like somebody may have just recently shown up. That's one scenario. The other, I feel, could be that somebody in the recent past has tried to move back towards you and tried to come across as if they have a more grounded energy. This is just what I'm feeling, so I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm picking up on. And here, I don't think you want anything to do with it. So there's 2 different scenarios. Pick which one's yours if either fit for you and this is your reading. In your current energy, this is walking away from things that are emotionally overwhelming. Not only is it just a card of walking away, but it can be turning your back on anything that's overly emotional. Maybe you just want to be in a place where things feel a little less excitable. In other words, you don't want to mess with that side of a relationship. The grounding nature of the energy I was picking up before is your energy. So it could be that emotional things have been so difficult that you're just kind of turning your back on it for now and not wanting to overindulge in those kind of relationships. And then we have the 7 of Cups, leaving your options open. leaving things in the past that were painful, working through those emotions, and then opening yourself up to the possibilities in the future. It could be that you have a lot of options right now, and maybe you're just kind of playing the field, if you will. Now, that's not for everybody, but you don't want to focus your emotions on one area too much right now. It does feel kind of like building a little bit of a wall. Not that you want to shut things off completely, just that you're setting your boundaries in emotional relationships. And then we have the King of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So there is something coming towards you in the future that's going to feel very passionate. It feels like somebody who wants to show you that they feel a level of attraction to you that might feel good to you. So this person knows who they are. They know what they want in relationships. They definitely prefer things that are passionate and exciting. And this could be a possibility for you to open up to the idea that something could be grounded and passionate, but not necessarily overly emotional. And with the Ace of Swords, I always point this out. I love this card because it's a new beginning, but it's a clear understanding of what you want in partnership. With the Crown being there, it's, to me, the perfect match. So the King and Queen, regardless of what suit, it feels like it's something that you feel good in, where you feel like you finally found somebody not only that gives to you equally and having that balance, but also someone who meets you where you are, someone that you can grow with, spend your life with. And that's, the swords are all about clarity. So it could be that this person not only has passion, but they're very clear about what they want moving forward. So you're not going to be dealing with someone who has a lot of emotional baggage, or, that too is walking away from people who have those kinds of issues. And I feel like your sense is that you can pick up on those things now. So if somebody moves in and you have an inkling that either they haven't gotten over something emotionally or they carry too much of that with them, you're going to be moving into an energy where you pick up, you pick those things up, those little precise things that shift in the type of energy you attract. So in other words, you're not going to attract the types that are that way. You're going to attract people that are much more clear about what they want and have a bigger passion for life, a different type of passion, probably very different from what you've chosen in the past. Okay, so let's clarify these cards. We'll get a quick message on each one of these, and then we'll get into the outcome for each of you. All right, so let's clarify this Four of Cups. Whoever this energy is, I do feel like it could very well be an ex. If this person is trying to come back into your life and they're telling you that they are stable, the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Pentacles in reverse, they're not. The Three of Pentacles can be someone who has in the past put you in difficult situations, whether they focus their attention on other things and never seem to pay attention to you in the relationship, or they could have had you in a third-party situation. This can mean a lot of different things. I'm picking up on someone whose attention was just always somewhere else, and it never felt like they were really focused on the relationship. Here we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So someone with an immature energy, they're not very grounded. This is about taking new steps, having a childlike wonder about starting things fresh. But this in reverse tells me that somebody kind of stays in that place. So they're not very stable in their life. They probably don't take big chances, or they move at a pace that seems a little less, what's the word I'm looking for? So it's just not someone that you find attractive in that way. If they don't move in the way that you do, in other words, they're not grounded in their decisions, or they make stupid mistakes and it just seems like things that are senseless. It just doesn't make sense to you. It's getting away from that energy and obviously not accepting anything from this person if they try to come back in and maybe over-explain. But they're going to move kind of slow towards you and try to offer you something. So if this is a new energy, you might be picking up on the fact that this person isn't quite as stable as you would like a partner to be. they do feel a little young, and maybe they play around with what they're going to do with their life. Maybe they don't have a plan right now, or their life has shifted and they don't have that stability yet. And it's not that it's that you judge somebody for that. It's just, do you really want to invite that kind of energy into your life? All right, so your current energy of walking away from things that have been not only disappointing emotionally, but not wanting to carry that with you into the future. It seems like there's a lot of not just options, but opportunities that are going to come towards you that may seem triggering emotionally, is what they want to say. So let's see how this plays out. We've got the Nine of Wands and the Two of Swords in reverse. And then with the King of Wands in reverse, I like this, and I'll tell you why. In a couple of your readings, we've had energies come up of like narcissism, people that are difficult and verbally and mentally or emotionally and passionately manipulative, whatever the case may be. With this person showing up, or this energy showing up in reverse, this to me is you shutting off that type of energy. It's like there was an eye-opening moment and you thought, okay, wait, these are the red flags that I missed in the past. Wait, no, you're not going to do that again. And in this case, this is no more. These energies are not going to be able to penetrate your bubble, if you will, that you're creating for yourself, which is good. You're putting up your boundaries. You're not going to allow these energies to come in anymore because you're recognizing the signs much quicker than you used to. With the Nine of Wands, to me, this says you're leaving behind a lot of that mental confusion. For some reason, I'm picking up on mental with this. Wands are very much about passion and moving forward passionately. So leaving emotional baggage in the past, leaving things that were either emotionally or passionately disappointing, and moving forward with vigor, they said. So you're moving forward with an energy of determination. With the Two of Swords in reverse, right now, maybe not wanting to make any kind of sharp or quick decisions. In the upright, it would be about making a decision. But right now, I feel like you just kind of want to stay right here in this present moment and not take any chances with anything too quickly. Again, if you're leaving behind something that was difficult and emotional and you want to open up to the idea that there are options out there, this would be wanting to get clarity first before you make a choice. And it could be a little bit of being in your head about it, but sometimes we have to be in our head. So if you are, that's okay. But you're moving forward with a lot of passion. All right, so let's clarify the King of Wands and then the Ace of Swords and see what's coming to you in the future. It feels like a beautiful new beginning. Now, this is primarily about love, but I do feel there's an opportunity opening up to you where somebody's going to approach you who's very passionate about having you either on their team or starting something new with you in a work-related area. So that's just kind of a side message since we're focusing mostly on love. This does feel like a passionate person moving towards you that wants a new beginning with you. I say new beginning. It could be a restart of something, but most people don't really want to mess with their exes. So I feel like this is more of a new energy. Somebody who's more mature, knows what they want, as we spoke about before. And the Three of Wands, that brings a joy to your life. It brings happiness. It's an exciting conversation with a friend that you've met somebody who's more mature. And the Eight of Cups, again, is leaving the emotional stuff in the past and enjoying the present moment. And then the Two of Pentacles, weighing out your options. Do you allow this person in? Are you just going to have some fun? Are you going to leave those things behind? Can you get over those emotional relationships that were difficult and move beyond them? And I think you can. This came out, actually, I'd started your reading, but I had to redo it. It's a long story. In this case, I'd say you're weighing out your options because you know that the right energy is going to come towards you. Your ship's coming in is what we tend to say with this person, but his back is to it right now. So there's a part of you that may feel like, is this ever going to happen for me? But when this person shows up, it's kind of a reinvigorating sense of, okay, there are possibilities. There is something that could take me to a different place or a different experience that I haven't had yet. There's a part of you that may still be in the past and a part of you that's trying to move forward. And I think this is going to help you. It's exciting, it's new, it's something to look forward to is really what I want to say. With the Eight of Cups being there, again, this is sort of holding back emotionally and walking away from the emotional disappointments. Can you see what's coming? As the moon rises, yes, it's about emotion, but can you put up those barriers, not barriers, can you put up those boundaries without creating barriers? That's what I really want to say to you. Okay, so the Hierophant being the overall energy, it could be a question of, do you want to settle down into a serious relationship at this moment? In the next 10 days, I know the energy can't be condensed into that. Sorry, I just shook you. But it's about, do you want that moving forward? Or do you just want to be in a place where you allow the energies that have happened in the past to move beyond you, heal from those, and just focus on what is available to you, what's out there, and what kind of options you may have moving forward? All right, guys, so I'm going to clear these cards, and we're going to focus on the first one of your decans. So for those of you that just wanted the main message, or you are going to stick around and check into yours to see what the outcome of this situation is, look at the time stamps below. So the first one is going to be the Leo Virgo Cusp. It's August 19th through the 25th. All right, so tell me the outcome for Virgos born between August 19th and the 25th. Okay, so we have forgiving and learning. This is part of that releasing that I was talking about with the Eight of Cups. Reconciliation, and then free yourself. The bottom of the deck, we have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. That could apply to a few of you. It could just be that you want to find your stability first before you move into a more serious relationship. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the outcome for you. We'll get into those cards in just a minute as I pull out the deck. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups, which is great. That's knowing what you want. Devil in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, and then the King of Pentacles. Overall energy for your portion of this and the outcome is the Two of Swords. Like I said before, mental energy. Now you feel like you're in a position where you need to make a choice. So for you guys, it could be that somebody's trying to come back into your life, like I said, and you're going to have a difficult decision. Do you allow this person who probably emotionally either manipulated or was exhausting emotionally, do you allow this person another chance? Or do you wait and see what's coming in the future? This is going to be for those of you that are primarily single. If you're in a current relationship with somebody that maybe you're trying to decide whether you want to walk away from, this is that decision. Do I move away from them? Is this too much emotionally for me to handle? Can I get away from this and heal and move forward? What's possible for me with that Seven of Cups we had in the main energy? Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. Are you willing to forgive this person? Whether they're from the past or you're in a current relationship, can you forgive them and move forward? Is it worth reconciling, coming back together, or reconciling in the current situation? Someone from your past is returning to your life. It could be that there's just a feeling of separation within the relationship, and now do you make up? Do you find a way to get beyond those pains? Here, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. That's that decision. Do you free yourself from the relationship or the ex, or do you move towards something new? The Queen of Cups is focusing more on your emotional stability. She is very much about paying attention to what she needs emotionally, and I feel like that's where you were holding back and you were deciding to walk away from anything that's going to be too much of a burden in that manner. This is also loving your life, loving where you are, the place that you are at, and wanting to move forward into things that create that kind of feeling in your life. Do you feel love for the things you're doing? Do you still feel love for this person? Or are you loving the idea of moving forward? With the Devil in reverse, along with her, That's recognizing that past situations, emotional situations, were toxic. They could have been really challenging to your idea of what love is. In this case, somebody was probably quite toxic. It could be the current or the ex, and you don't want those types of energies around you anymore. So, what's the decision? Do you feel like you can find balance in this? Will you allow that energy to come back in? It feels like right now you just don't want to deal with that decision being in reverse. You don't want to go back and forth about this. The Six of Wands is feeling a little bit defeated and deciding, okay, can I really put more into this and not be sure that the outcome is going to be what I want? The Two of Cups in reverse. Again, it's having to make a hard decision about something, not being able to see where, hold on one second because I'm getting a couple different messages. Getting clarity emotionally first before you make a decision. That's what I feel like this is saying in this particular position. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Once you make that decision, it's got to be a really firm decision, because an energy that wants to move forward, we first saw the King of Wands, now we're seeing the King of Pentacles. This is a much more grounded energy and someone who's not going to tolerate the emotional ups and downs of unstable, toxic, emotional people. So I'm not saying you are. They have probably experienced that, and moving forward, they know who they are and, again, what they want. Not only was that energy passionate in the beginning, but it's also somebody who's grounded and stable. They want to move forward in their life. They don't have time to sit back and wonder about emotional games. I don't think you play them. I'm saying that's just who they are and the energy that they bring to the table. So it's very possible that you have a tough decision, and maybe you don't want to deal with it right now, but Spirit's saying you need to make a choice. Do you let this person back in your life, or the current relationship? Do you stay in it or walk away from that difficult? Hold on one second. I am so sorry. That was a little sneeze. So you guys have a decision to make. Do you want to free yourself and open yourself up to the new options? There's several different possibilities here. Okay, I hope that helped you guys. Now we're going to move on to Virgo Ones. What's the outcome for Virgo Ones? Those of you born between August 26th and September 2nd. This is Virgo Ones. So we have let your friends help you. Express your love. And soulmate. And then pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Okay, so if you've come directly from the main reading, you know that I said there are things that you're going to start recognizing now that you may not have in the past. I think primarily for you guys, it's going to be about recognizing emotional instability. So those that are manipulative, take advantage of your feelings or your kindness. Someone who's not just manipulative emotionally, but takes advantage of people's emotional natures. That's what it feels like. So I think you're seeing that those red flags are there or were there in the past, and maybe now you're opening your eyes to the idea that you need to be aware of that in the future. All right, so let's see what the outcome is for you. We'll get into the romance angels in just a moment. So right now I feel like you're having a difficult time. Maybe you're trying to understand why these things had to happen to you. Why did they have to be so difficult emotionally? You're definitely in your head about it, no doubt. There's a lot of clarity that needs to be found around relationships, the type of relationship that you want. With Judgment in reverse, okay, there's a couple different things that I feel with this. With Judgment in reverse, I think it's going to be hard for you right now to get the clarity that you need. So for you guys, I'd say you're going to need to spend a little bit more time getting really clear about what you want, especially if you dealt with such emotionally manipulative people in the past, and right now you're trying to walk away from that and protect yourself and create your, not barriers, boundaries, create your boundaries, healthy boundaries. And that could be testing testing you and your thought process around long-term healthy relationships. Let your friendships help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So you may be questioning. I'm going to go through a couple different scenarios. If there is someone from your past that starts to show up, as we said in the main reading, there's a possibility that this person could be your soulmate. And maybe you have walked away, or they did, and you want to give this another try. Right now, that feels like where you're frustrated. If you're in a current relationship, this is tossing between, do I stay or do I go? Is this worth putting the energy into? I'm tired, losing sleep. I feel like there's been a lot of disappointment. I'm thinking about it. Do I choose this? How do I feel about long-term relationships? How do I feel about soulmates? You're questioning yourself about the 1111. Is this someone who's my twin flame, sorry. Do I stay in a situation that is, like, for example, a marriage? Do you stay because you believe in the sanctity of marriage, or are you questioning what really matters in a relationship anymore? Does marriage mean everything? Or does twin flames or soulmates mean everything? They're all soulmates in some way, shape, or form. But how do you process that now? How is that different than it was before? With the Two of Wands, feeling like it just hasn't come to a place, especially as you start to shift your energy, where you feel good anymore. So you could have completely changed how you feel about relationships just in the last 6 months. And moving forward with somebody from the past, it's like, can this really go forward? I've changed. Something about you has changed. Your perception or otherwise, something's changed. And with the moon in reverse, it's not holding back anymore how you really feel. You're not going to hide who you are as a person and or your changes. And if somebody else can't accept that, then that's on them. If you can't see a future with somebody because you're realizing these things and you've gone through some major transformations with the Hermit card, then you have gained the wisdom around this. Is it important for me to have a specific type of relationship? Or can I just choose to be in a different place? The Seven of Cups in the main spread. Options. What are your options? How do you want to see things moving forward? That's a decision you're going to have to make for yourself. Do you walk away from a long-term or marriage because you feel yourself shifting? And maybe the emotional strain of that, the weight of that has been too much for you for so long that now you want to move away from it and definitely feel a little bit more freedom. Expressing how you feel to that person, when they said express your love, you can express how you feel about them, but if you're changing, you're changing. And it's important for that person to be able to change along with you. For the people dealing with somebody from the past, I don't feel like you're going to want to move forward with that person. I think you're closing out that particular cycle. You've thought about it, and I don't think you want to come back together, especially if they've been someone who is emotionally manipulative. As far as the soulmate is concerned, this feels like an energy that's going to be coming towards you, that's going to feel like somebody you know. As you shift and change, that energy moves towards you. I do feel like there's a new person moving towards you. Maybe not as immediately as within the next 10 days, but it's coming. This decision has to be made about what type of relationship you want before you can move forward, even in your current relationship. So there's a couple different scenarios here. You're going to have to take what resonates for you. Now, I hope that helped you guys. I'm going to move on to the next. So we are moving on to Virgo IIs. So if you're born between September 3rd and 10th, this section is for you. So what's the outcome for Virgo IIs? We have release your ex. Keep an open mind, unrequited love, and then the bottom of the deck is separation. Okay, so for you guys, this is pretty cut and dry. The ex is someone you definitely don't want back, or if the energy is still in your field, they're just saying, try to release yourself from that. because new energy is definitely moving in for you. The separation time apart from your partner is on the horizon. If you're in a current relationship, this could be wanting to, okay, so for you guys, it could be that you have a partner that has an ex that is still around, or the energy of your ex interferes with your current relationship. That could just be for a few of you. But it could create some kind of a breakup if you're in a current relationship. If this is somebody from the past and you're not in this relationship anymore, that energy needs to be released. And then keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Unrequited love, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. That to me is possibly the current one. And it could be that the energy of an ex or something of that sort is sort of interfering, and that's the universe's way of kind of pushing you out of something that doesn't feel good to you. With an ex, I'd say the reason you need to release that is because the love just wasn't there anymore. It feels very strongly that that's it. As far as keeping an open mind, like I said, with the new energy moving towards you, it's going to be something different than you've had before. The Two of Pentacles and the Devil in the upright, and then we have the Tower in reverse, the Knight of Swords, the Star in reverse, and then the Queen of Wands in reverse. Queen of Cups. So for you specifically, this is going to be about finding the joy in your life again. Where do you feel fulfilled in all areas of your life? What really matters to you in a relationship? Is this been fulfilling to you? Are you holding back emotionally? Are you afraid to express yourself because of the things that you've experienced in the past? Have your walls come up so high that you can't express yourself? Holding back can be great when you want to heal from other things, or maybe you've just had enough and wanting to protect that. That's great. But you need to work on opening back up so that you can open up to this new energy that wants to come in. Working on yourself is going to be helpful. Obviously, if you're watching these videos, you're doing that. So in this case, I'm not just going to say nurture yourself. I'm going to say work on reopening your heart and figuring out what it is that's going to be the most joyful to you. Take the pieces from the relationships you've been in and figure out what really made you the happiest of each one of those relationships and kind of piece that together. And that helps you come to a place where you're like, okay, I'm emotionally open because I know what I really want. And then I can attract that person. That person's going to be able to come in and get to know me because I'm open again. So with the Two of Pentacles, this could be going back and forth. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I let this person back in? Do I not? If this is the current relationship, I feel like there's not enough love there to stay in that relationship. It could just be for a few of you. And right now it's creating a lot of toxic energy around your relationship. If this is an ex who's trying to come back, that's how I feel they are. Gemini energy. We also have Scorpio. I have a lot of air here as well, and Aquarius. So for you guys, this is making a tough decision. Is it too toxic to stay with this person? Or are they too toxic to allow back into your life? Do you want to release these types of situations and open yourself back up to the possibility that a new love can be the right kind of love? With the Tower in reverse and the Two of Pentacles, it's recognizing how things fell apart in the past, or the problems that are occurring within the relationship that could be trying to break you out of it if the love is not there anymore. And this is weighing out your options. Again, do I make this change? Honestly, I'm going to say this the way it's coming to me, and it's that if you don't make that decision, the universe is going to make it for you. So do you wait for that to happen, or do you go find your fulfillment? Because with the Star in reverse, this is not making you happy. It doesn't feel like it's fulfilling you anymore. So that choice may be difficult for you, but it is a little bit easier if you make it on your own without the universe interfering and forcing it apart, because then it can be a little harder to deal with at the time. I mean, it's going to happen regardless, I feel. So just be ready for that. If this is an ex, I just don't feel like you're going to play with that fire anymore. I'm going to move this direction as well. This is somebody who in the past probably came at you very quickly. I also feel like they're very sharp. They could be very witty, and that's where their manipulation lied. And for you, it sort of killed the passion in the relationship. With the Queen of Wands, this is alongside the Queen of Cups. I want to say that this is finding your passion again. Even if this person felt like they sort of beat that up, restoring that's going to be important, because I said that new energy is trying to come towards you. You don't want to allow this type of energy back into your life again. And didn't we say, oh no, that was separation. I got the red flags card in my head, so I'm just going to say that you need to pay attention to those signs moving forward. If everything with this has been so emotionally draining with the Eight of Cups in the main spread, then it needs to fall away and break apart so that you can heal yourself and move forward and be open to something that's going to be coming in. Okay, so I hope that helped you guys. We're going to move on to Virgo Threes. So if you're born between September 11th and 18th, welcome to the outcome of the video for you. This is for Virgo Threes. So for you, we have new love, which I did mention in the main spread. True love, beautiful. And finances and career. And then on the bottom of the deck, they're twisted. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So I feel like you guys in particular are getting past the emotional disappointments from the past. I think you've worked through a lot of it, and you're opening yourself up to the idea that new love is possible. That's where the Seven of Cups came into play, where you have options. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So it could be that you've dated a bit and it's been a little tough, you know, releasing all that past emotional energy, but somebody new could have sparked your attention. Could this turn into something that's true love? This is the romance of a lifetime. So you have to decide for yourself, is this? Because I think for you guys, you've done a majority of the work and true love is now available to you. And you're going to pick from those options. You're going to choose the one that best suits you, that feels like the truest of true loves. Finances and career, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Could be that you're just focused on work and maybe a little less focused on love. I don't think it's a problem. I don't feel anything specific. If I felt it, I would tell you. All right, so let's get the outcome for Virgo Threes. We have, okay, I feel like for you guys, there was quite a bit of heartache in the past. Again, we talked about that in the main spread. So is there sort of a little bit of that lingering energy? Maybe. Are you going to have a little bit of a tough time over the next 10 days? Whenever you click in this video, and again, time is fluid, so it could be that things are just kind of a little bit exhausting mentally. It doesn't even have to pertain to the relationship. You just may be overwhelmed with all of your thoughts, things going through your mind, Mercury retrograde, overthinking everything. And then the Chariot card and wanting to move forward and move past that. Then we have the Nine of Wands and the Two of Wands in reverse, the Hierophant, and the Four of Swords. So right now, the Two of Cups is in reverse. It's not that you don't want love or you don't want a relationship. I don't think you want the one from the past. For you guys, I'm cutting that completely out. That is not even an option. For you guys, I feel like you're opening up to the idea of new love. Maybe you've overthought everything that's happened in your past relationships, and now you're so exhausted from it, not to laugh, but I understand that, and wanting to move forward. You could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, strong Cancer. I also feel Virgo, and again, a lot of air, but we have fire here as well, Leo, Sag, Aries. So wanting to push forward, move past the things that have happened, being exhausted by dealing with all of these emotions and having to walk away from emotional situations. This next 10 days, I feel like you may be still thinking through some of those things, but your energy is moving more towards forward progress. Then with the Nine of Wands and the Two of Wands in reverse, this is taking a step forward and realizing where things have happened in the past, right? What has happened in the past? Have you jumped too quickly into relationships? There's all different types of wands being left behind. So not only are you leaving behind emotional baggage, but I feel like you're also leaving behind situations that may have felt passionate but didn't go anywhere. Right now, I don't think you can see the road ahead as clearly as you'd like to. But that's where that overthinking kind of comes into play. It's allowing and opening up to what the future has to hold, the options that are available to you. With the Hierophant, thinking through, do you want something that's going to be really stable? Are you in a current relationship? This is a side note for those in a current relationship. Is this going to result in marriage? My guess is, if you're in a current relationship, it is. Don't put too much in the head. In other words, don't stay in your head about it. If it's meant to be, it will move forward with the Chariot card. So for those of you who have recently met somebody and are in a relationship where you feel like it's true love, is it going to a higher level? It is. Again, with the Four of Swords, you've probably been in your head a little bit about it, deciding, okay, is this the type of thing I want? Do I want to move forward and end up in such a committed relationship? I do think you want that. Some of you may not, but I do think you've really done the work. You've thought this through. You've made sure that you've left that emotional baggage in the past so that you can move forward, and that will open you up to the possibilities of this true love becoming something more stable and grounded and spiritual, as well as possibly marriage. The Two of Cups, they're wanting to bring me to this. So the Two of Cups in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles, this just says not wanting to put work into relationships that aren't going to be fair. So if you've gone through that quite a bit with the King of Swords in reverse, and you don't feel like people came to you straight, this energy is what's shifting. You're thinking through those things, and you're going to put those behind you and leave all that stuff in the past and move forward. Okay, guys, I hope that helped for you and gave you the answers. You definitely have a new energy coming towards you, and I think it's going to be something that is not only new love, but feeling new. So if you're not in a current relationship and you certainly aren't open to the past, then this new energy that I picked up in the main spread is something that's going to be a higher level commitment. And I think once you get past the mental energy, that's when you're going to be opening up to the idea that that could be there, especially because you had the options with the Seven of Cups. Okay, guys, I hope that helped you. We're going to move on to the last one, which will be Virgo Libra Cusp. So for those of you born between, sorry if you can't hear me when I turn away, I'm looking at my little list. So this is for the Virgo Libra Cusp, born September 19th through the 24th. This is for Virgo Libra Cusp. I hope I didn't skip. Did I skip? No, I don't think so. All right, so you guys, September 19th through the 24th. God, why do I feel like I skipped? I hope not. All right, so separation. Sorry, guys, I got silent for a second. Reconciliation, because I'm feeling like I forgot to do Virgo Threes, and I can't stop the video because I don't have a way to put things together. So we're going to stick with the Cuspers. All right, romantic feelings. And then we have wedding. The situation involves marriage. So if you're in a current relationship or someone that you separated from in the past, right now it feels like there is a separation, and it could be that you are currently married. Do you want to reconcile with this person, I think is the question. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. You could be in a place where you've walked away from this already and you haven't decided whether to actually divorce this person. Reconciliation, I think this is going through your mind. It could be that someone from your past wants to come back that you weren't married to. But I don't know that you're going to be really open to that. If there's been space between the two of you, this says to me, in your guys' case, that there are romantic feelings there. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Do you open yourself back up to that? Or do we go back to the main spread? Was this too emotionally exhausting? Did you have to walk away because you felt like you were carrying the weight of the emotional side of the relationship? Let's see the outcome for you guys. Very good possibility that you'll be reconciling with somebody. If you're just separated, maybe taking a break. I do feel like that's a possibility. For some of you, you're going to be like, no way. All right, so we have the Star card, the Knight of Cups, the Devil in reverse, the Magician, Page of Swords in reverse, and the Fool in reverse. Queen of Cups. So one of the other deacons got this as well. To me, this is saying that you're in a place where you understand who you are emotionally and what you want out of a relationship. On the emotional side, having dealt with the things that you've already dealt with and walked away from, or deciding that you don't want to carry that emotional baggage, the Queen of Cups is in a much more stable place. She's understanding what it takes to make a relationship work and what's going to make her happy, finding things in her life that bring her joy. So it's important that you focus on that while you also focus on your relationships. They're pointing this out, so I'm just going to say it to you. You may need to start putting your energy into other things that bring you joy. If your relationship seems to consume you, then this is one of those things where I want to push you to say, go find some other things that really fulfill you that way, that feel good to you on an individual level instead of within your partnership. And there could have been some areas of, if you were in that marriage that I was talking about, it could be that that's part of the problem, is that you didn't have enough of your individuality and it was a constant drain on your emotional state. You're a very grounded sign, so emotions can be a little bit much for people that are really earthy. It's like, just stay here. Let's stay grounded and not get overly emotional. So with the Star card, I'm going to go across first. The Devil in reverse. Knowing that this is, okay, you believe something was going to go in the right direction, and then suddenly some kind of toxic energy came in. And it's like, you're feeling the emotions in one hand, and the other hand you're like, wow, this feels really toxic. But it feels like it's going to shift. So if this is your wish fulfillment and you want to be back with this person, then understand that the energy is going to shift and not be as toxic. But that's because there's a shift in you. So you make the decision for you, and it opens up the ability for that relationship to balance itself back out. With the Page of Swords, you may feel like this person's kind of disappeared. Maybe they aren't talking to you right now. It could be that it's going to take a little time and they have to get beyond some of their own toxic behaviors before moving back into this relationship. If the two of you decide you want to reconcile. It's both if you're single and this is an ex, or if you are separated or possibly deciding that you want to divorce. Whoever this person is seems like they're taking time to think things through. They may have some emotional immaturity or an immature way of how they communicate things, and that's what they're working on. So they're starting to try to release some of those toxic behaviors. With the Knight of Cups, that's not moving towards something that is, how do I put this with the Knight of Cups? So this feels like the energy of the person you could be dealing with. Right now, they're just not ready to offer love into the situation. If this is somebody new, you haven't met this person yet. So you could be wanting to completely move away from any of this energy and just move towards the future. And right now you're just not seeing what's coming. You're not sure if you want to offer love to people. Right now with the Magician in reverse, that's putting behind the Devil and the Magician, the manipulators, the toxic energies, the ones who have created chaos in your life. It's wanting to put those behind you before you open yourself back up to moving towards even offering somebody love or being open to the idea of love. And then with the Fool, beside these two, hold on, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. In reverse, that's holding back before making any choices. So this could be the energy before the ex comes back or before you decide whether you want to reconcile. It could be not wanting to jump too quickly. You want to make sure when you start manifesting things in your life that they move forward at a steady pace and they're not going to be overwhelming and overbearing emotionally. Again, this person doesn't feel like they're making that move just yet. So if you're dealing with somebody who has not shown up back up in your life or hasn't spoken to you or is just kind of communicating lightly or immaturely, they're kind of holding back right now. They're not sure either. So I think they're kind of weighing out their options themselves and wondering, do you feel the same way? There are romantic feelings somewhere in this. And if that doesn't resonate for you, then this part may not be for you. Let's just say that this person's going to take their time. It could be you that's taking your time moving back towards them. But for you guys, I do believe that this is primarily on relationships that have existed or do exist. If you're wanting to close this cycle out, for you, it's going to take a little bit longer before you open up to the possibility of new love. I just don't see it right now as the main priority in your life. Okay, guys. I'm going to go ahead and clear these now and get the Love Oracle. So if you did stick around for this, this is going to be the portion where we get kind of an overall message from the universe about love in general from the Lover's Oracle. Okay, let's see which cards we have for you. I feel like I need to shut, ooh, okay, Freedom. That one came out, so we're going to take that. Okay, so the first card is that beautiful rainbow. Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. And then we have, oh, and I brought this up. That's gorgeous. Twin flames. Your passion ignites. I think that was in one of the individual ones. That wasn't necessarily for everybody. But it could be that you're dealing with a twin flame, and that could be where the emotional baggage or the weight of the emotional state of your relationships has lied. And then we have reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. I think that's focusing more on the individual ones than the main reading, but it could be for that as well. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do like, share, comment, subscribe. I'd love to have you here. If you'd like a personal reading, the information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for you guys, all your support. I love you guys to pieces. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great 10 days, and I'll see you in next week's video. Take care.